Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to try to explain everything there is to know about sensitivity on PUBG Mobile. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to like, and let's go. So to follow the guide, all you need to do is to have an N4 with extended mag only. Reason being is whenever you set your sensitivity, you want to prepare for the worst case scenario, and then whatever happening in the game will be better than this, and it will be easier for you to control and not worse. So what is sensitivity? Sensitivity is how much your screen will move as a reaction to your finger. That's it. Very simple. If it will be too low, then your screen will not move at all. And if it will be too high, then every little movement of your finger will make a drastic movement on the screen, and this will be harder for you to control it. So let's try to explain the two main sensitivity settings that we have. One of them is camera sensitivity and the other one is ADS sensitivity. If you have it disabled, make sure it's enabled. Before we continue, important thing you need to know is before any changes you do, take screenshots of your current settings so you can have a backup and you will be able to restore whatever you had before, and you will not screw your sensitivity and waste precious time. All right, so we will take the 3x sensitivity on ADS and take it to 1 for this example. So if I'm taking my M4 and I'm opening the 3x, I can search for enemies. I can even single tap here and there. But whenever I'll try to spray, no matter how much I move my finger, nothing really happens. And the reason is because the ADS is too low. So we need to take the ADS of the 3x and to increase it a little bit. So we can do it from here. Let's try to increase it for 18% and see how it affects. So now I just need to drag it very strong. So I need to shoot and then drag it super strong. It is working, but the problem is there's two problems. Problem number one, my finger is going to reach the edges of the iPad very quickly, even before I finish my clip, and then I will have to lift my finger again and place it on the iPad higher and continue drag it down, and I cannot shoot a full clip without that. This is one main problem. Second problem is when I'm trying to track a moving target like a vehicle, then I'm just too slow. So it's better for me to adjust to a higher sensitivity on the ADS for the 3x, so I will be able to find enemies with my scope even on moving cars, and that I will not have to lift my finger up. Let's bring it to 46%. Now it's much better over here. I don't need to lift my finger to control it. I can control it just fine. And it's actually pretty fine also here. So for me, it's kind of good. I could stop right here. But from my experience, I know that for me, I need it a little bit higher even from that, and I'll bring it back to 60% for the 3x. And this is how you do it for every single scope you have. You just compare it like
marked a location.
The ADS that you can control it, that you don't need to drag it too much down in a way that you can exit your screen and lift it up. And of course that you can track targets on the go. And of course, like if you did sensitivity today and you need to do some adjustment, you can do it on the go, even inside a game or outside on the training ground later. Just do it. Like it's not like a fake, this is my sensitivity and I'm not allowed to change it. I'm changing my sensitivity every now and then, like casually, without thinking about it too much. And about camera. So about camera, most important is to find targets, to be able to search around. So rule of thumb will be that the ADS should be at least as high as the camera, and if the camera is too higher than the ADS, something is not right, because we will try to track a target, and the moment we will start to shoot, we will like slow down all of a sudden. So we don't want that to happen, this effect. So make sure your numbers on the ADS is higher than the numbers on the camera. All right, so we fixed the sensitivity for M4 as a starting point for all the guns, ADM 556, 762, DMRs, everything. But on reality, when I will try to use the same sensitivity for guns like AKM or Groza, it's just not going to work because these guns have a lot of more recoil than the 556 guns. So if I'll go and put on Groza 3x, and I have now specific customized sensitivity for Groza, and it have 92. So let me put it back to 60 like it used to be for the M4. And now I need to drag it a lot more than I would drag the M4. What I'm trying to make here is that I'll need to move my finger the same amount of movement on the screen, just like I would do to M4. And then whenever I'm switching gun, I don't need to have another set of muscle memory for every single gun because it's pretty much the same, because I did like a factor for the Groza for having more recoil. So for the Groza, for me, it was like 30% more sensitivity to all the way up to 92. And then basically it's have the same height as what I would have on the M4. Don't laugh on that for moving left and right. This is Groza with 3x from such distance. This is how it's supposed to be, and there's nothing you can do to help the recoil be less. And if I'll put the red dot, so red dot customized for Groza is, let's see, 150%. Let's compare it to the normal sensitivity of red dot. For ADS, this is the same, actually the same, because red dot is pretty easy to control recoil. So yes, I do need to drag it a little bit more. I could do like plus 5%, and this is pretty much what I did for all my guns sensitivity on the ADS. Of course, on the camera, you are not supposed to even touch when you're doing that, but when you're doing it for like AKM 762, M762, Groza, Honey Badger, Ace 32, all these guns, and even other guns that you want, then the ADS will likely to be much higher than what you have on the non-customized. And usually like on the 3x I did like 30% more, on the other scope I did like plus 5, plus 10. Test it, check it. This is how you use it. This is a very good tool. Remember that M4 is a very, very good balance and good starting point, and then from there you can customize. Don't start with customization each and every gun when you can have a good starting point as an M4 without attachments, and then work your way from there, customize whatever you need on the go. Let's talk a little bit about snipers. So on snipers, you don't have any ADS because it's not automatic gun. We have the exception of the MK14, so you better try to check the sensitivity for 8x even on spray mode, so you can control it over there too. 4x as well, of course, for M4, for other guns, VSS, whatever it is. So over here, when I open, what I want to have is to be able to stop precisely and as quickly as possible on the headshot. So if I will go to the 8x lens, which is camera, and I will make it too high. Let's make it 163. Whenever I try to like stop on the headshot, it's just going too much. So it's just very difficult for me to find the headshot quick enough and to stop on it, and I fail either way. And if I'm making it too low, that was ADS, excuse me. I will check my backup later. If I'm doing it like too low over here, then it just take a lot of movement off my screen. Yes, it's very accurate and smooth, but I need to move a lot of my finger to get the same effect. And then if I want to like move from window to window and to another window, things getting tough and impossible, especially if I'm trying to search for an enemy on the horizon, like to search him up. It's very difficult to do so. Of course, yes, I can search him up with a red dot or like with a 3x until I see him and then switch to the sniper and snipe him. but still 1% is just way too low. So if I'm going to lens and I'm bringing it up to like 5%, now it's a lot more with sense. I can quickly find my target and not waste time on that. But if I want to like search the horizon, it's not as quick. Look, I moved like half my screen over there just to do that. Also, to move from window to window is kind of taking a lot of my finger. So my sweet spot on the 8x will be 13%, and this is how it used to be. And you know what, guys, I messed up my ADS for 8x, and I will not go to my backup. I will just take the MK14, and we are going to try it right now to see how can I control the 8x with the MK14. All right, and I found the MK14. It was far away from here, but here we have it. And now we have the 8x. The 8x is fully open, and all I care when I try to control my sensitivity is about height, of course, because there's nothing I can do about horizontal recoil beside adding attachments. This is your only way to do that. So I'm gonna try to put it like to keep the height. And I guess I need to increase it a little bit. Let's try to do it on 40%. This is more like it. Let's try a little bit more distance. Good. And by the way, for MK14 spray, it's very important to have the cheek pad and of course compensator if you can. And I know we are not supposed to have it for sensitivity testing, but what the cheek pad does, and I want to show you, is how much the scope moving like that, like from left to right, like shaking. And after you have cheek pad, is like if let's remove the compensator, just have the cheek pad on, but like it's very, very significant and very, very important attachments if you're trying to spray with MK14. All this movement of will happen much less, and it's also efficient on like using it with red dot. It will jump a lot less, so you want to have it. I didn't really try to be so accurate right now. Now I did try. As you can see, I only control the height. I don't have a compensator on. I can try to put it on to show better results, but for the sake of the sensitivity, it's working just fine. All right, another thing I wanted to show you is 6x. Many people would like to use the 6x as 3x. I just want to note that 6x as 3x is basically 3x on the sensitivity settings. So if I will go to my 3x sensitivity and take it from 60 to 1 on the ADS, after having a 6x on, turn it into 3. Yes, it's still 3, but once I start to shoot it, the ADS will just not take any effect. I cannot drag it no matter how much I try. So 6x is actually 3x when you make it to 3x also on the settings and not only visually. And I'll bring it back to my 60%. And all of a sudden, I can control it. So if you do your sensitivity just like that, after that on the game, just like I said before, when you put the attachments and the grips, you want everything, then it will be that much easier for you to control recoil. So you're preparing for the worst, and then on game you will have the best. You will just do better than the worst you already prepared for. Good luck. If you have any question, be sure to leave a comment and let me know. I'll try to explain everything. I hope I didn't miss anything, and I hope to see you again next time. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.